Welcome back to You'll Go Wild. We're still in Whitecliffs, and in this episode we finally get down a real working mine. Dick from Southern Cross Opal have kindly offered to take us down his personal mine. We had a quick safety briefing on the surface before we could head down the ladder.
Two ends on the ladder to go down.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Okay. So yeah, there's planks here, and just step off the planks onto the ladder. You got 22 steps down to them.
Easy.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
No worries. All right. I'll give you a hoy, and what I'll do, I'll get you to. You hang on to that rope.
Yeah.
And when I give you a hoy, up, we'll set up a bucket.
Yep.
And we can
I'll
put
put it
the
up.
camera in the bucket.
Alrighty.
Are you excited?
I am.
I look a little bit excited too. Right, I'll turn you off so you can go in the bucket.
And basically, you sneak in and plonk your bum on that. All right. Looking that way. Oh no. Now, where's your light gone?
Where's your head?
Okay, so see up here, see that line through there?
Yeah, the grey one.
That's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's a seam of opal.
Cool.
And it runs from over here, and it still goes back up in here. All right, up the top up there. See, it's not very thick.
God, you've got good eyesight, haven't you?
Oh, you've got to practice at it.
Yeah. We did a bit of fossicking today, but it's after
Yeah,
that.
we were rubbish, aren't it?
Yeah.
We've decided to leave it to you guys because it's it's more.
Oh, right, so that's it there as well, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Well, that's what
So-
you better than mine.
What I normally do is I'll dig underneath that. Well, I'm not working there at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, but if I ever get to the stage where I want to find a bit of opal, I'll dig out underneath it, come to within about 100 mil, 4 inches or so from it, and then I've got a little edges right here. Got a compressor on the back of my truck that'll plug the air hose in, and I'll go in a bit closer, and then I'll put one of these buckets here just beside you, put that under it and drop it all into the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And then sort all that out later.
Yeah, it goes through the tumbler for a few hours, and then
And I see you've set up a remote system for your
most
blower
of it is
on lines and stuff. That's pretty.
Yeah. I'm still working on that. So, but over here, this is where I'm currently working. I'm going to leave a pillar here, probably about that wide, a metre or so.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to dig in there. I have. There was a little bit of opal in here up until yesterday. That's backfill. So the old miners have dug in from around the back here. They've come in a certain distance and gone, oh, no, nothing here, and left it. But I'm actually about 2 foot lower than where they mine. And they seem to chase, there's a line up here, this line here.
Oh yeah.
They seem to have chased that, but there's nothing in it. So whether or not they were just looking, no idea.
Right. Okay. So that wouldn't necessarily be something you'd normally chase then.
No.
You'd want to see a bit of colour.
A bit of colour in it, yep. But maybe somewhere else they dug and they'd found opal in a seam like that. But yeah, you never know. There's no science to it. You might dig in. I'm hoping that you're always looking. And you're watching where the point of the jackhammer is. Now I know in here where I found opal was at this level.
Yeah.
So I'll watch up here, but when I get down here, I'll be more vigilant, just so to make sure that when I dig in, if you break into it, that you don't end up with it all in a great pile on the floor.
Yeah. So how big will this get? How big would you?
The room's not going to get any bigger than that. That's why I'm putting this pillar here. But I'll keep this probably about 5 foot, 1.5 metres wide as I go through.
And then you'll honeycomb or follow whatever you find.
Yeah. Go left or right or up or down or whatever. There's another level underneath us, but unfortunately the guy that had it originally, his boxing was at ground level, and when we got rain back in November, we got plenty of rain, and it put a foot of water down the bottom level. Now that's going to take a long time to dry out. I've got a big fan down there and another bit of pipe that goes up beside the ladder.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So I've got a big fan down there trying to just circulate a bit of air to dry it out. But I'd imagine that it's going to take at least a year to get it.
And how much solid material do you need to leave between this and the next level? Is there a...
that much. About half. What your hands
Where your hands were.
Oh, right. Sorry. The other left. You can see how experienced I am at this. That's not much. When you consider it's not...
No, it's quite stable ground. And you usually dig to a roof. So you make sure you've got a nice roof. So if I was digging and my roof was here, I'd go above it or below it.
So you go up onto the...
Yeah.
What is the red star? What red rock? What is that? Is that
it's just an iron oxide that's been mixed up at one stage through volcanic or weathering or something or other. Yep.
And this is what clay?
Mudstone, sandstone.
And
this was all underwater. This is all part of what they call the Eromanga Sea, the inland sea.
Right. Okay.
All right. So
that's why you get the fossils and stuff.
Yep. So, but of a day, once I settle on digging about that wide, if I can go back in about a foot, 300 mil, from to up there, I'm quite happy with that for a day. 2 hours, 2.5 hours work of the morning.
That still gives you quite a lot of stuff to sort through, I guess.
Well, it depends. If there can be no opal in it, there was nothing in it this morning. A couple of little bits I threw in the bucket over there, but not enough to get excited about. So with the blower, it's just like a supersized vacuum cleaner, and I've got another length of pipe there I'm going to put on, maybe Monday, but this is a bigger size piece of pipe, and it would normally, it's not going to now, it's got stuff jammed in it, but it would normally telescope out there so that
you can pull it back and push it in against the spoil.
Against the spoil. Yep. So,
and that stuff that they mined out, so the mine goes that way somewhere, does it? Or
it just goes back in and meets up
just
around
this thing. So
So
you're just going to leave that. They've had anything out of there that was worth having?
Yeah, sometimes you'll go through it carefully because they were very, very particular in the colours they wanted at some particular stage in life.
Right, okay.
So I found nothing. I broke into it here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've taken out quite a lot out of there, and I went through it quite carefully. Got one of those little hoses and just very carefully went through it. Nothing. Not a scary, because if they had found the opal that I'm chasing at the moment, they would have thrown that away. They wouldn't have even bothered looking at it. All right.
Yeah.
Low grade. All right. So they get nothing for it. So they would have left it behind. So to me, they didn't find anything there. And where they're digging there, the best little piece I got were along here, but down low, down in this level here.
Right. Okay.
So whether or not I'm leaving that there as a pillar. I want that left there to hold the roof up, basically. So.
And how much was the bit that you found in here?
Oh, fit the palm of your hand.
Oh, big bit then.
No, pieces.
Pieces.
Okay, lots of little pieces. Okay.
Yep. Over here.
Because we wondered, when we were just having a scrape around up at Potch.
Yep, this is the top end of Potch Gully.
Yeah. Whether the rain would have washed.
Look at that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm chasing, but there's no money in that. I only take that back for the tourist.
Fine.
For us to look at and think, that's cool.
So if the old miner had found that, he would have done nothing with it. He would have just left it, and it would have just gone out in the backfill. Wouldn't have been an
Really?
issue.
Can I have a good look? And so you don't really know whether it really stops there or... So would you break that open? Would you break that open? It's not worth
If it had sparkle in it, some nice colour, some blues or greens or reds or whatever,
then
you would.
yes, you'd do something with it. It's borderline on whether it's thick enough for us to be able to do. We need 2.5 to 3 mil is our sort of thickness we need.
Right.
So that size, maybe there. Around here is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But you'd expect it to have maybe on the bottom or the top, you'd expect to have maybe a run of colour or something, a bit of sparkly green or sparkly blue. It hasn't.
Right, and you can tell that from...
Yeah, it's not worth...
It's not going to be insight.
No.
No. Right.
No. It does come and go, but there's been quite, I'm not going to say a lot of it, but there's been that and that, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah, same sort of thing.
same thing through there. Yep. So
See, if you know good, us would have got really excited by that, thinking
Yeah.
we were millionaires, weren't we?
I didn't even find the ring pull.
well, and there's actually over the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been 3 people that have found beautiful pieces of opal out noodling, what you were doing.
Yeah.
Good enough that I've taken them back to our workshop and shown them what to do. One lady, hers was a smallish piece, perfect size for a ring. So I found a blank ring that fitted her.
Great.
And, basically an hour later, she wore this ring, And it's, like I said, that's $200 stone you've got in that ring.
Yeah, and it's more about that if you find it, it's, as a tourist.
My neighbour, he's only just the last week done the paperwork and bought himself a dugout and going to go mining and all that sort of stuff. He's just been noodling, same as you, and he came in the other day and with a piece, and I said, righto, come on out there. So I showed him what to do. I said, I'm not going to do it for you. You're going to do it. So he started working. He came out and he showed me, and I said, yeah, righto. We've got different wheels, different grids, and fine. I said, righto. Keep off the hard wheels. You're now onto the 600. And he did a bit more. He came out and showed me, and he'd had enough. He was getting sick of it. I said, that is a nice stone. 20 minutes on those good wheels, on the 1200, on the polishing wheels. And after about 15 or 20 minutes, he came out and showed me, and I said, you're all but there. And I reckon it took him about another 20 minutes, and it was probably $1,000 stone.
Fantastic.
Wow. And he was just noodling.
It's quite hard then.
It's basically glass.
You don't have the risk of just, grinding it to nothing if you go.
Yeah, you can. That's why you have to get off the coarse wheels as soon as you can get onto the soft.
So you try and get it into a usable shape, whatever that is.
Yeah. So, but that, and there was a South African couple. They'll be back. She got hooked. She found actually on the track coming up, about, I suppose, 100 metres down to the top of the hill. They just pulled in there, backed in. They were in a 4-wheel drive, big, mongrel-looking camper thing, Unibog Mercedes, I think it might have been. Or something. Big ex-army thing. And she basically, there's, I don't know whether it's a bench or whatever on the back, she sat on that to change her shoes, and right between her feet, she picked up this bit of stuff, and it was quite nice. So they actually came around day 1 where they hadn't found that piece, and then cleaned up some stuff, and I said, well, the rest of them really, you're not going anywhere with it, not worth doing anything. Next day she came back with this piece, and I said, yep, that's definitely worth doing something with it. And I said, now you got to, once they basically shaped it and got the polish on it, so now you got to work out what you're going to do. Yeah. For a ring, it's going to be a big.
That's quite a big
stone.
Quite a big stone, very big for a ring.
Yeah.
Or I said you do as a pendant. I said, but just sit on it because it's not going to go anywhere.
And did they find it in a rock like that, or
no? Just on the ground. It was just in the rubble on the ground.
Oh,
there was just a little bit of it poking out. It had been missed by the old miners. Now, a lot, like I said here, the old miners would have thrown that away.
Yeah,
it was of no value to them.
Yeah.
But this was a bit that they'd missed because they were working in an area like this with a candle.
Yeah.
Right? They had a little thing that they drove into the water, like a point with a ring on it, and they set the candle in that, and they would dig, and they would, as much as anything, they'd listen as well as see what they were chipping. And if they were chipping, and all of a sudden it sounded like glass, they'd grab the candle and have a closer look.
Yeah.
But, you don't know what they might have chipped out onto the floor beforehand.
Yeah, so they could have just chipped too far and not heard it. And
Yep.
just, how scary.
Gandhi will be walking out of here not...
Yeah. I'm going to be...
Because I wondered with all the rain over those piles of...
Mullock, yeah.
Whether that would wash some of the...
Of course it does.
And then would it reveal, was it going to say, well, I scoured, rather than sort of, I just walked around and just tried to flick about a bit, and because I thought, oh, maybe there's something the sun catches or something, but it's obviously not that easy.
What'll happen, you will walk through there this morning, right, and you've got the sun coming over here, walking through there, and you walk through there and you look and see nothing. Come back this afternoon and walk exactly the same place.
And
Look at that.
Yeah.
Sun at a different angle.
Yeah.
But as much as anything, what you pick up is the shape.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
If you've got access to a little squirty bottle of water, that then will make a lot of it it'll brighten up the colours, but anything that's, because it's coated in crap. When it comes out of that rock there, it's coated in crap. Now, if you put a little bit of water on it, it will glisten a bit more than everything else around it.
Yeah.
So a little bit of water just makes it so much blooming easier to see, to find.
So you sit here then, if you think you've seen something, then you just flick a bit of water out.
Not down here. Oh, upstairs. Yeah. If that's the sort of thing you're doing.
Yeah.
So and it's just like I started here. Basically, this just before Christmas. Then had a few days off at Christmas, but from about the middle of January, I started there, and it's taken me a bit over a month.
So you came down there, they left an existing shaft, did they? And you come down off of that.
And backfill for the first couple of feet.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay.
I had to dig out, and then it was in the.
And the spoil, do you have to? Can you just dump that anywhere?
No, it's supposed to stay on your claim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So as long as it's somewhere on your land as such.
Yeah.
So what happens when you finished with your mine? Do you actually have to refill it back up?
No, I would leave it so that if somebody else came on here in 5 or 10 or 20 years' time, they might dig in through there and find opal.
Yeah.
Right. Somewhere where I haven't dug. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can just that next swish with a jackhammer. Oh, look at that.
And I noticed it's not when we were at what's the name of the place?
Lightning Ridge.
No, just Graywin.
Growin.
And we're chatting to a miner there, and he was saying, everyone's very secretive about what they're finding and what they're not finding.
So they have a problem with Lightning Ridge all up that area with ratters.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
None of this is locked, right?
No.
People can come down. Good luck with them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But there's people. Maxie lives just over there in the field. There's Talon lives back over here. So there's people within a few hundred metres.
So they know who should be here.
If there's a car, because I've left my generator leads up the top. They're ready to plug in. So if somebody come down here, they could plug the compressor in, and they've got air. Plug the power in. They've got the jackhammer, got lights, got a fan just to circulate the air a bit.
Yeah.
So we don't have an issue here with people going down other people's mines.
No.
And that, thank goodness for that. That would absolutely piss you off if every time you left here you had to lock it up.
Yeah, well, he said, oh, we have to lock up. I don't know, well, you must have a cage over it or something.
Yeah. Usually just a wire mesh cage.
Yeah, but then he said also it's your kit. It's he said I think he was saying he had a generator. Was it a small generator that he'd had up top? He'd been outside for 2 years, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah.
But he was saying that as soon as they find anything over there, that they don't say anything. No one tells anyone they've found it, but you know that they've got it because they move all their tent right by the hole,
move that up.
so that no one can find.
Get their food sent in.
With my neighbour Pete, when he found that piece, I said to him, "That's a bragstone. You put that in your pocket." And last week we were down the we had a meal down the pub on this week, Tuesday night. And I said, "You got your Bragstone?" And he said, "No." I said, "Oh, you slack ass," you know. He said, "I'll go and get it." So I went and got it because, you know, in Whitecliffs we don't have a problem pulling a stone out of our pocket and saying, "This is what I found." Like, it's a smaller field, more condensed. There's at any one time there's 6 or 8 people, you know, even over summer months, living on the field.
Yeah.
Come winter time, you'll notice there's caravans and sheds dotted everywhere, and for various times throughout the winter, there'll be somebody there. You know, they'll come up, and you usually drag an old $500 or $1,000 caravan up here and set up on your claim. Yeah. The caravan park's set up in such a way, caught in the slot for your showers and toilet, for showers and washing. Yeah. So it's set up so that the miners can come in out of the field of a night, go down to the caravan park, have a shower.
Yeah, well, this guy we met, he just had he paid his $1 for his shower at the pub. The club. Club in the scrub.
Club in the scrub, yep. So like it's set up for those people, and it's not an issue. We call these people winteries. Because that's the time they decide they want to come here and spend their time here.
Because it's cooler.
Yeah. Well, it's warmer than most of them are ex-Victorians, and they're warmer than
Victoria.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm. So do they have mines of their own, or do they?
Yeah, no, they'll have their own lease, and a lot of them have a satellite dish on them for TV reception. So for computer, they use, I think it's Big Pond or something or other, which is off satellites up there. Till Leon Musk gets all his stuff circulating up there. But it's just they've got all the mod cons pretty much,
and they'll live there for 3 months, 4 months. I guess.
Yeah, something like that. Yep. There's a couple of them. One of my mates that I play golf with, he'll be back probably in April, and he'll be here through till December. He comes from Mansfield down in the Central Highlands of Victoria.
Yeah, good stuff. It's very interesting.
It's very addictive. That seam you find.
I'd be a shocker.
Yeah.
We've noticed that. It's funny actually. All the people we've spoken to about mining, as soon as you start talking about it, their eyes light up and they're really keen to talk about it, and they'll show you things, and you can see that there's a massive buzz going on.
It's more than a job. It's not. I think up at Lightning Ridge, I guess we weren't surprised. I mean, this Whitecliffs is really clean. It's like a junk site up at Lightning Ridge. There's stuff everywhere. No one ever takes anything out of that place by looks at it. Just leave it where it broke down, and whatever it is where it broke, it stays. And I guess you get some of that.
Hopefully not.
No, no. And I guess you get some of that in remote areas. But here it's a lot cleaner, a lot tidier. The living seems to be a lot more.
I think it's because we've got a fair bit more underground living here.
Right.
So with the dugouts. So I think you'll find that that's probably, whereas at Lightning Ridge they build a shed and live in the shed, you shed, you're on the ground, you've got 4 walls and a roof, and you've got room around you to spread all your shit out, whereas underground living, you've only got a set area that...
There's a young guy there, and he was on family had owned the mine since 1950, and they've been digging for 6... He'd been there digging for 6 years, they've not found anything. Only just enough to keep him interested.
Yeah.
Brothers, they were, I don't know how many were, but he was saying it's subsistence living, they will live on...
on benefits.
On benefits. Yep. Yeah, well, see, most of our miners here, average age has got to be well past retirement age.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of guys in their 80s. Lots. We've got 4 Vietnam vets in a row out on this Westfield out the back out there.
I guess it's a big difference if you're doing it for the love of it, than if you're doing it because you need to find something.
Yeah. That's the issue with coming here. You can't come here owing money.
No.
You can't come here and say, oh, well, I've got to find $1,000 a week, I've got to live and I've got to pay rent and mortgage and child support, all that sort of stuff. You can't do that.
No.
It's just, you've got to come here and be prepared to support yourself for 12 months. We're not finding anything. And then, cross your fingers. Just hope.
Hope isn't a strategy, that's what I was told.
So do you actually work down here on your own?
Yep. Yep. My old dog comes with me. I've got a ramp set up so she can come up.
I saw that going up to the truck, in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how does she get down the stairs?
Yeah. So, no, she stays up on the surface.
Oh, okay.
And you've met Max, haven't you? No. Anyway, I had tea last night, and I said to him, "Come out and have a look what I'm doing. I've got this bit of stuff in the wall." Blah, blah, blah. And he said, "Righto." So I was running my blower, and it uses volumes of air, and I smelt cigarette smoke in it, and I thought, "Oh, yeah, Max is up there." 2 or 3 minutes later, down he came. But yeah, it's quite weird, especially with a blower, because it really does use a lot of air.
Well, we woke up this morning to the noise of a blower at about 7 o'clock.
Where are you camped?
We're camping on Potch.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Oh, was it you this morning, was it?
Yeah, that's just there.
It's the first time because we've been to all these mining fields just on our way around because we find it interesting. But it's the first time, we said this morning, it's the first time we've heard somebody actually working.
Yeah, we were excited.
We've seen all those tipper bucket things. Never seen one actually tip a bucket.
No, that's me. That's I'm out bright and early, and because I realistically I know I have to be back for the shop at around 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sort of 9ish to 5ish, and I think today by the time I went and run me, I think it was about 10 past 9 when I got back to the dugout. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much. You've
That's
really
right.
made my day. It's been fantastic. So here we are, last night at White Cliffs. We've had an interesting day today.
We have actually. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought when we saw the place, when we first drove in, I thought, oh, we're not going to have anything to do here. But actually, it's been really good.
Today has been. I don't think we'd want to stay any longer. We were woken up this morning by one of the miners running his diesel blower, which sucks all of the spoil out of the mine.
But we got to know him actually, and he let us go down his mine, so that was really good.
We did get to meet him later on, yeah.
And he was really lovely. And we went and looked at one of the dugout houses, and Lindsay took us down there, didn't he? And showed us round his property and talked to us about how he created his new home. And
no planning required, just dig, which was interesting.
Yeah. Where we are,
where most
so
people
many red tape that you have to go through in order to build a house, but here you can just say, yeah, I'm just going to go and dig it here, and you're done.
His wife was an artist, and she makes art, quirky art out of things she finds around the bush, anything from animal skeletons to bits of old tiles to anything really. And some of her stuff was really good, really innovative and creative, so that was really good to see.
We like that sort of quirky type of stuff, so that was fantastic. I love that bit actually. That was probably my favourite thing, actually, seeing her art. And what you can make out of just absolutely rubbish. It's amazing what she the mine was really good. I actually really enjoyed that, and it was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, actually, the mine. But but he hasn't been doing it for very long in that particular mine. Yeah,
he's been mining here 22 years, but that mine he's only started mining just before Christmas. Yeah,
so it's amazing actually.
Still quite deep.
The progress he's made, because he only does 2 hours a week, 2 hours a day. I mean, sorry, because he actually runs a shop. And so to do what he's done, that distance in 2 hours is amazing.
And he was a really lovely guy that shared his time and answered our questions and was really good at telling us about what he does. So
and then we went and had dinner at the pub. Yeah, the only pub.
There's only one pub, so that's the pub.
But it was really fantastic. We just sat in the bar and just people just kept coming up and chatting to us. It's amazing how everyone is so much more friendlier out here. It is weird, isn't it, that all these last few towns that we've been to, how friendly people are. A lot more friendlier than where we are at home. Normally, where you could pass someone and no one would even say hello, or even give you a glance most of the time. But here, everyone just wants to say hello and be polite, and it's just fantastic.
And the food was good.
Oh, the food was amazing
for a a pub in the middle of nowhere. I had the steak; it was really good, and it was massive.
Standards of food was fantastic. Yeah,
I didn't have the seafood. You had seafood. I didn't have seafood on the basis that we're like 600 k's from the ocean, but you did have seafood. What did you?
Yeah, I had the barramundi, and it was really good. And your steak was great, wasn't it? It was huge. Yeah, so definitely worth coming just for the feed. But they were really friendly, weren't they, in the pub? And it was really nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And we come back here and just watch the sunset, and now we're going to head off to Broken Hill tomorrow.
Yep, Broken Hill tomorrow. We're just going to...
So we'll see you then.
Kick back and have a little drink and watch that.
Cheers.
See you. Next time on You'll Go Wild, we visit the set of Mad Max at Silverton. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share.